Here it is, ladies and gents, the long-awaited Ghost War tier list. Before we dive in, please remember to like, share, and subscribe as I make my way to 150 subscribers. This journey wouldn't be possible without you, so thank you so much to help me continue and grow my channel. So I have been working on this for a bit, so let me start off by saying, if you just want the results, I've taken the time to timestamp each of the class total at the end of the video with a description. The video will probably be a lengthy one as we go through the scoring system, but I will try to make this as digestible as possible without wasting anyone's time, as that is my only main goal. One of the reasons I script is to stop the endless ranting, and even in my ranting video last week, I still scripted that, so let's dive in. So we have 4 categories with a maximum of 5 points in each category. A total of 20 points makes it a perfect clear choice, but just to let you know, we have none of those. A couple of notes. I'm not taking into consideration Assault class's extra health bar, as it wouldn't really be a fair fight, as it's obviously the only class that has that, and no other class can excel in that. Also, one more note on how I'm judging the classes. I'm judging them from a highly competitive standpoint and not your run-of-the-mill quick play fiasco. So patience, information gathering, solo capability, and team utility will be the base point of the gameplay I'm grading on. If this was run-of-the-mill circle stuff, Assault class makes this list null and void, so let's just get the explanation of the curve out of the way. But now that this stuff is actually out of the way, let's get on to the tier list. Solo capability. So of course, this first category we will talk about is solo, and how each class is situated with 1v1 situations. Medic. So the medic is not really proficient in any of the meta weapons currently. Taking on 1v1 engagements comes down to all the skills with no added proficiency. The reason the medic is scoring so high is because of the class item that you have. Having an extra health bar, even if it's for a short period of time, is very useful, but at the same time isn't always dependable if you will have it or not. Engineer 4 out of 5. Well, of course, the added recoil management and accuracy with the class item makes this engineer class viable for 1v1 engagements. I actually think the recoil management is pretty strong and makes your gun even more of a laser beam. So this scores pretty well in the 1v1 scenario. Top that with the security drone guarding you, soloing with this class shouldn't be a problem. Sharpshooter, 4 out of 5. Well, I will say this, if you're a sharpshooter and you're more than a 1v1 situation, you're probably going to have a bad time. The class provides enough bonuses to sniper rifles that if positioned right, you can easily counter 1v3s. Where I give the class drawbacks is that if someone actually does come up close to you, you have to switch your weapons, then most of your bonus proficiencies don't really matter. Echelon, 4 out of 5. Echelon is a class that is able to gather information on the area without alerting the enemy. That's pretty powerful in a 1v1 scenario. If the Echelon has a class ability and knows the general area where you are, I will say wall hacks are pretty powerful, so it scores pretty well in this category. Where I knock points is that if this class skill isn't available, it's no better than the medic. Assault class, 5 out of 5. Once again, not including the health bar in my scale, but the Assault class itself has a lot of benefits for 1v1 scenarios. Proficient in weapon meta, along with damage resistance. The class skill also gives you added health on kill, so in return you are terminated with an Assault class. They can easily outduel 1v3s if you have your technique cooldown on your weapon. Panther, 5 out of 5. Oh yeah, this is where Panther shines the best. Solo play. Who needs damage resistance when you never plan on being seen? So what, they use surveillance to find your location. You have like 6 different ways to get rid of markers. Along with your speed increase, you are the ninja of Ghost Recon, and you're able to get away from being seen all the time. So with that in mind, it scores perfectly in the solo category. Team utility. Okay, so for team utility is a category that is based on how you can help your teammates. Sharpshooter, 1 out of 5. This is sort of easy. Outside of spotting an enemy, no item really pushes an enemy into another teammate. Along with no other bonuses in the class to help out the team, Sensor Grenade is good, but it won't necessarily push an enemy out of a location. Panther, 1 out of 5. The Panther doesn't really help the team. This sort of goes against the entire philosophy of the Panther. I wish we could give people drone tracking spray, but nope. The Panther has virtually no team utility at all. Assault class, 1 out of 5. The Assault class does not excel in team utility. Gas grenades provide more information than they actually help the team. Echelon, 2 out of 5. The class item of the Echelon can push players out in theory, I guess. After more use of this weapon, I feel like you put yourself in more danger than actually helping the team. This will slow down some players, but unless you're really close to a teammate, I wouldn't recommend walking around with it out. Engineer, 3 out of 5. If the nature of Ghost War didn't literally have the entire team start sprinting as soon as the match starts, this class might actually be rated higher in this category. The recoil management and accuracy bonus are really underrated, and if the game was a tiny bit slower, giving you your entire team this bonus would be absolutely amazing. The drawback being, you must actually go out and find the bonus on the map, so that's what takes away a couple of points. Medic, 5 out of 5. This should come as no surprise. The Medic class is great. Giving anyone an extra health bar is underrated. A medic with 3 assault classes would be absolutely deadly. Imagine that. Every assault class having 1 more extra health bar, 5 total health bars. It's scary to see. As well as the medic drone is useful, even though it's a little weak. Maybe takes 2 or 3 shots before it's completely destroyed. Still though, moving bodies faster and health packs are great team utility skill. Alright, we're here at the halfway mark. Let's give a quick look at the totals. Alright, you can see how they score, and let's move on to information. This category is based on providing your team information on where an enemy might be. Panther, 1 out of 5. Hey Panther, nice to see you here at the bottom of another list. Why are you here this time? Oh, it's because you're not actually able to provide any information to your team, because your class is a little selfish. The fact that Panther's kit has virtually no real team utility makes it one of the worst classes in my eyes. Now, along with no way to provide information, this doubles down as it's really only a solo class. Medic, 1 out of 5. Just like Panther, nothing in the Medic's kit allows it to gather information. Nothing pushes the enemy out from locations. Just full support character that only has 1 lane, more health. That is the definition of support, I guess. I would not mind for a little bit more information from the medic. Assault class, 3 out of 5. Assault class is here because outside of the gas grenade, the class can't really provide any information back to the team. If there is no enemy where you throw the gas grenade, or that enemy decides to just sit in the gas grenade and heal through it, then the information that you gather will be slim to none. If the gas grenade does push the enemy out into another teammate, that information is gathered, and that isn't really where the class really shines when it comes to the assault class. Gathering information is not its best suit. Engineer, 2 out of 5. How does the engineer, you say, gather information? Well, just use your class skill, and the drone will alert you of anyone in a 50-meter radius of you. It will point a laser to right where the player is, just shooting at you, and then you sort of just wait and look at the drone, and it will do all the work for you. Just let your teammates know, and you have a mobile sensor grenade that can shoot, basically, even though it's marshmallows. Echelon, 3 out of 5. Echelon is a class that depends on your playstyle. You can 100% use your class skill as an area to relay the information back to your teammates, as well as act on the information when gathered. Wall hacks are always powerful in video games, and I'm glad it doesn't last much longer than 10 seconds. Sharpshooter, 5 out of 5. The sensor launcher, I'm convinced, is one of the best class items in the game, maybe tied with the medic with the health pack. Probably better as it provides information at a safe distance, as well as you can have a bunch of them to spare. Your teammates can also request sensor grenades into a certain area, which the sharpshooter would be able to provide. I honestly can't think of a more OP class item than this. Class skill. Panther, 3 out of 5. Panther, bottom of the list, huh? It's okay, we're used to it, you're used to it. Why is Panther class skill so situational? The most useful times of the class skill usually come when the team is accessing the surveillance system. You would never use the skill unless you were already caught, so in that regard the Panther class skill is sort of the worst in the game. I give it points for a rumor that if your teammates are close it will also unmark them too. Yeah, good luck with that. I've never seen it with my many hours of the game. If you've seen it, let me know. I have not. Medic, 3 out of 5. On paper, the Medic's class skill seems great. But have you actually used it? It's slow and it's clunky. The animation to res a player takes incredibly too long. The drone is also super weak. I mean, you sneeze in the direction of that medic drone and it's gone. And I mean gone. It isn't tough at all. And I honestly think if it got a buff, we might see the medic more often. Engineer, 2 out of 5. Cheesy drone. The class skill that gets a 2 out of 5 because while it does give you a lot of information for enemy players, the drone itself is sort of weak. Sort of shoots marshmallows at enemy players. So in that regard, it's sort of in the middle of the road. Where the class skill shines is information gathering. Echelon, 3 out of 5. Wall hacks? Need I say more? The class skill is virtually the most powerful in the game. The only thing stopping it is the short duration time of the skill itself. Still, the best closer class in the game is Echelon. Do not sleep on the Echelon class when it comes to the last player alive in a match. It will close the game for you. Sharpshooter, 4 out of 5. Another great class skill. Armor Buster is a class skill that takes most of the funny stuff out when it comes to one-hit kills. The only reason it isn't a 5 out of 5 is because you still have to make the shot. Assault class, 5 out of 5. Well, this is no-brainer, right? Damage resistance plus health back on kill, along with added accuracy and handling. It's pretty clear and obvious that the skill is overtuned. Why use anything else? I don't want to go into a big rant of why the class skill is insane, but just know it needs attention. Or get rid of the extra health bar because this is not balanced in any way. Before I go off though, this is sort of the end of the tier list, so let's look at the totals. So I think this sounds about right. I rank the assault class first because it's tied with the sharpshooter. Extra health at no cost obviously makes the assault class the best class, so the sharpshooters too. Then we have the medic as number 3 with a great class item. The new classes see Echelon have a slight edge over engineer. The Panther is bringing up the rear at last place with nothing but solo play as its only real lane. This might not be for your personal preference, but with the number of hours I have in Ghost War, I can safely say that this is probably the class tier list. There's an argument for numbers 3 through 6, but I think 1 and 2 are no-brainers. There's not much separating the classes, so true gun skill with great game sense will usually win all the time. Knowing when to rush the opponent will usually weigh the outcome more greatly than what class composition you have. If you have any counter arguments, let me know in the comments, as I want to have some healthy discussion over this. I want to take some pointers from other people, maybe some different viewpoints, but anyway, thank you for enjoying my Ghost War class tier list video. Let me know what you think. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Remember guys, be more.
I hear gunfire. They got me pinned.
Target eliminated.